Guys, the bad man is gone. Gregg Berhalter is gone. All right, guys, this is the American Foot Channel. And before the celebrations ensue, make sure you hit the like button if you're glad Gregg Berhalter is gone. And make sure to subscribe if you're even more glad than Gregg Berhalter is gone. So don't forget to do that. But anyways, guys, he's gone. The bad man is finally gone after all these years, man. At this point, it seemed like this was never going to happen. It seemed like Gregg Berhalter was going to be the national team coach till the end of our days, till I was 6 feet under the ground. That's what it looked like. But he's finally gone, and it was a long time coming. It should have been, at least. I don't know why U.S. Soccer makes it so hard to do things all the damn time, whether when it comes to hiring a coach or firing a coach or announcing anything, rosters, they always just make it the most difficult thing ever. Like, it takes forever when it comes to U.S. Soccer. These people are worse than Amazon drivers aren't bad, but you know what I mean. They take forever is what I'm saying. But finally, guys, I mean, after all this time, man, like, just happened earlier this week, there'd been a leak that there was going to be an announcement. Everything pointed to this being the case, but with U.S. Soccer, you never know, right? Maybe they would make an announcement to be like, hey, we're actually going to keep him, he's our man. But no, they actually did the right thing, and they corrected the error they made, the error that Matt Crock of shit had made, and rehiring this guy. So that's all over. That saga's over. So we can move past that, but it's time to celebrate, guys. It's been a freaking awful ride with Gregg Berhalter. Like, people like to give the man credit on the fact that he qualified us to the World Cup and won the Gold Cup in the Nations League. Guys, this is shit that previous generations have done. Teams with far less talent than what we have now have done this. Qualifying the World Cup should not be something that's celebrated. I've seen like professional analysts, people that work on TV be like, oh, we got us to the World Cup. It should be a given, guys. CONCACAF is not a very strong region. And we've pretty much, ever since the U.S. started taking soccer somewhat seriously, since we started having a professional league, we've always qualified with the exception of 2018. It should be a given. Like, unless there's a catastrophe like in 2018 or for the 2018 World Cup, then we should always be in there. It's honestly a given. Like, I don't mean to sound cocky and I don't mean to talk down on other teams, but that's pretty much what I'm doing right now, guys. Like, the U.S. and Mexico should pretty much always be in the World Cup, especially now that the format is going to be 48 teams. But celebrating that the U.S. got through on goal difference, third place behind Mexico and Canada, that should not be celebrated. That should have been a concern from the moment that we qualified like that. That should have been a concern, and they probably should have been looking at bringing somebody else at that point. But U.S. Soccer is stubborn, and they didn't do that. And then we went to the World Cup. We did what we should have in a group that wasn't that strong. No offense to Wales and Iran. But the U.S. qualified just barely, bunkering at the end against Iran, a team that's nowhere near as good as the U.S. They got some decent players, but not as good as the U.S. And then getting just annihilated, getting slapped around by the Netherlands in the next round. So, all this praise that this man gets, he never really did anything to warrant any praise. He'd done pretty much what every other generation of U.S. managers had done, and at an even lesser extent, because we've seen Jurgen Klinsmann get the team out of a group of death with Ghana, Portugal, and Germany. And then we'd seen Bruce Arena get this team to the quarterfinals with a much lessly talented team. There's still some good talents in that team. I'm not going to say it was a team full of horrible players. It wasn't. It was a good team, but nowhere near the level of this current generation. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm glad that they finally fired this man. He shouldn't have even made it off the pitch after that Uruguay game. And losing to Uruguay honestly is not what got him fired. It's against Panama. It's against everything that he done. Like, it should have been everything else other than the Uruguay game. But I'm sure what really sealed his fate this time was that Panama game. But yeah, guys, I mean, we finally got rid of him. Now it's time to move on and go find somebody else. And there was those rumors of Jurgen Klopp, and it was nice to dream. I would have loved to see that. But based on reports, which was expected, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. It looks like he politely declined. I mean, of course, come on, it's Jurgen Klopp, guys. But that would have been great. It was nice to dream for a while, but now it's time to move on to more realistic expectations. And I see a lot of names floating out there from various people. And for the most part, I think fans are pretty spot on. Fans and other people on YouTube are pretty spot on with who we should bring on. Like I've heard Bernard, which would be great. Woodford Nancy from Columbus Crew, and several other managers. Materazzo from in Germany, but he's actually American, which is pretty awesome. He's straight up American, despite his name being really Italian. He's an American guy. It's just that he learned his trade in Europe. But there's some good names out there. But guys, then I hear Steve Cherundolo, who is not a bad manager in MLS by any means, but he does not have that much experience, and he's been found out every time he has to play Mexican team in a final, so you can't get like those results against better teams. He's won with LAFC, but I don't think this is a man. So I would keep doing what you guys have been doing, what we've all been doing, and putting pressure on the U.S. Soccer Federation. Do not let them get away with hiring Steve Cherundolo, because we all heard those reports of them trying to get Klopp, or trying to speak to Klopp. At least we don't know what they said, right? And then from there, they're like, oh, we tried to get Klopp, but now, we could get a Steve Cherundolo or Jim Curtin from Philadelphia Union. No, keep putting pressure, guys. We're America. We deserve the best. And we should strive for the best, because we are hosting this next World Cup, and we need to get results. We need to have a hell of a performance. We need to have the best tournament ever. Just imagine, obviously soccer's not the biggest sport in this country, but imagine what it would do to have a team have like a crazy run where they make it to like semifinals and finish third or fourth even. That'd be pretty remarkable, guys. That'd be huge. And we need a proper manager to do that with. And of course, it's not all on the manager, it's on the players, but we don't need that weak mentality that we've had for the last 5 years or whatever, 6 years now, with Gregg Berhalter and his boys club. We need someone who's going to be on the ass. We need someone who's gonna push these players past their limit, gonna make them uncomfortable as fuck, make them feel like they're still playing in Europe where it's constant pressure. None of that coming to the U.S. and feeling like a vacation type of thing. We need a real manager, guys, and I'm excited to see who we can get. I think there's a lot of possibilities, a lot of managers out there, lots of names, lots of free agents. There's a lot out there. And, with this talented generation, I don't think we're World Cup contenders by any means. Don't get me wrong. People get that twisted a lot. They think that U.S. soccer fans are delusional. And some of them are. I'm not going to lie. I could be a little delusional myself. But for the most part, anyone who knows anything and is grounded knows that this is not a World Cup winning team, by any means. But we could make a run. I mean, just look at Morocco in the last World Cup. Look at South Korea in 2002, even though there was a lot of controversy, but still South Korea. So there's no reason to not dream and get a proper manager, someone who doesn't have that loser mentality, someone who's not distracting his own players during set pieces saying, hey, it's 1-1, guys. Like, we don't need any of that. We need someone who's going to be, like I said, on the ass, dude. Like someone that's going to really push this team. And, there's a lot of possibilities. Hopefully, U.S. Soccer doesn't go with another, I don't want to say just MLS coach, but in reality, it's not that I'm hating on MLS. It's just there's not as many good coaches in MLS. There's only a couple, really. I just named some of them, and even one of them, Steve Cherundolo, I don't think that he's the answer. But hopefully we could get somebody to push these players, guys, because Gregg Berhalter is finally gone, guys. Like I said earlier, the bad man is gone. And it's a great time, This is for celebrations weekend time now, so we should go celebrate, get some drinks if you haven't already been doing that. But anyways, guys, like I said, the bad man is gone. Gregg Berhalter's gone. Finally, after all this time, it's like a dream. I feel like I've been dreaming for the last few days, but it really did happen, guys, and it's great. It finally happened. U.S. Soccer corrected a mistake. But anyways, you guys, let me know who you think we should hire down in the comments. Let me know. Make sure to make your voices heard. Keep putting pressure on U.S. Soccer. Don't let them hire any other mediocre managers. Keep putting pressure, guys. We deserve the best. And anyways, don't forget to hit the like button too. Don't forget to subscribe, and y'all have a good one.